You're watching the 2021 Gold Blue Spring Game on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. We're here at Milan Puskar Stadium, a beautiful day in Morgantown, where the Spring Game makes its triumphant return to Mountaineer Field. After a season of improvement, looking forward to seeing the Mountaineers in action today. Nick Farrell here, alongside with the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley. We're here to bring you all the action along with Angelica Trinone, our sideline reporter. Wolf, Spring Game is here. Fans back in the stadium. They even had an opportunity to get a vaccine here today if they wanted one. A lot to be excited about.
Absolutely, and there's a lot that's going on today. But the main thing is this, that the Spring Game is back. And this is a treasure. This is something that is a reward for the players for the culmination of the whole spring that they've been having. And I know that they are excited, and they've improved in all phases. When you look at Neil Brown, the head coach, he is excited and fired up about this team.
So, a less traditional spring game than what some fans may be used to on the way today. We'll, of course, walk you through it as we progress. Wolf, going to see more drills today. Yes, there will still be some like-on-like scrimmaging, but this will really give fans a true glimpse of what a practice is like under head coach Neil Brown.
Absolutely, and you're going to see how he does conduct practice, but, you know, it's showtime, Nick, and that means that these players are going to have to step up. One-on-one competitions, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be exciting. And the receivers, they got to catch the ball one-on-one against the DBs, whatever it may be, O-line, D-line, but it's going to be fun, and we're going to enjoy the ride.
It's time to bring on the Mountaineers. A lot of competition on the way today as guys continue to battle for playing time in the fall as well as bragging rights. We'll check in with the head coach in a moment when we return on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Welcome back. The 2021 Gold Blue Spring Game is about to begin here at Milan Puskar Stadium. You're watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+ as pregame festivities continue here on Mountaineer Field. The Gold Blue Spring Game, a partnership lasting 4 decades with WVU Medicine Children's. Fans back in the stands. The band is here. Cheerleaders here. It's really got the feel of a normal spring game. Now, the big news, of course, other than the spring game, is the fact that head coach Neil Brown has just been locked into a 2-year contract extension. Athletic director Shane Lyons announced that a couple of days ago. So that means that Coach Brown is locked in at West Virginia until 2026. It's a 2-year extension on the 4 years remaining on the original deal that he signed when he joined the Mountaineers. And of course, Coach Brown coming off a 6-4 campaign last season that culminated with a Liberty Bowl victory. And Wolf, Coach Brown, a perfect 4-0 in bowl games in his career.
Well, it sure is nice to know that bowl games are important again, no matter where they're at. And when you're a young team and you look at how Coach Brown has led the team to where it's at and saying that this Liberty Bowl was an important game, man, it really was. How about Darius Stills? You know, Mr. West Virginia, Mr. Consensus All-American saying, I'm going to play against Army offensive linemen that just tried to take his legs. God, you know what? I mean, that is a great thing. That is team camaraderie, and that's what Neil Brown is building here at WVU.
What you're seeing on the sidelines, players, coaches, staff locked arm in arm for the Big 12 unity moment. We've seen this before every sporting event in the Big 12 this year. We'll pause.
Thank you.
Throughout the year in all sports, the Big 12 Conference emphasizing unity. Seen a lot of these efforts if you've watched Big 12 Now on ESPN+, if you've been in the arena or at the stadium for any of these sporting events. Lots of efforts from the conference and its member teams to emphasize unity, diversity, and inclusion. We're going to go now to our third member of our crew, Angelica Trinone. She's standing by with head coach Neil Brown. Angelica.
All right, guys, well, hold on just a minute. We've got the head coach jogging this way right now momentarily. All right, hey, Coach, first we want to ask you, we were just talking about the contract extension for you through 2026. Shane Lyons said that was in part because he can see the growth of this program under your leadership. How meaningful is it to see that commitment to what you're trying to build here at West Virginia?
Well, one of the huge draws for me, Angelica, with this job was the alignment from Dr. Gee to Shane, and really from the Board of Governors to Dr. Gee and down. And so just really humbled by it, a lot of gratitude. I think it speaks to what our staff and our players have done, probably more so than myself. But we're on an upward trajectory. I really believe that we're building toward a championship level program.
Now, Coach, we know we're doing a unique format here today, not the typical game. We're going to see some competition, some drills. What are you looking to see from your guys in that setting?
I want us to have fun. You know, and I want it to be entertaining for the people that are here and that are watching on TV. I want us to compete, and then the last thing, I want us to play clean football. Those are the objectives for this afternoon.
All right, Coach, we appreciate the time. All right, Nick and Wolf, back to you.
Hey, Angelica, thanks very much. And sorry for forcing Coach Brown to run across the field. I guess everybody's getting their work in today, Wolf.
Well, I've been running all over the place, going from one TV show to the next. So if I'm doing that, he can certainly run across the field.
Yeah, you're a big deal, Wolf. I don't know about as big of a deal as head coach Neil Brown, but you know, up there. So here's what's happening today. We mentioned it will be some traditional scrimmaging, but the first drill is now underway with that whistle. It's a special teams drill, the avoid drill. What we're looking to see, and you see it there, Michael Laughlin just put Josh Chandler on the turf. You've got the coverage team that's trying to get past the blockers trying to block the coverage team out of the zone and prevent them from reaching those final cones, because that would mean that they would then tackle the return man, right, Wolf?
This is how they're building their special teams honor code. It is an honor to be on these special teams, and they're really building that culture here at WVU. Watch this. Now, the one guy's trying to block, the other guy is trying to get by. This is competition. They break down special teams to every dissection that you can in the special teams. I mean, they're even looking at routines where you're looking for the ball. I mean, they break it all down so that nothing comes as a surprise during the special teams play.
The viewer sitting at home starting to get the feel of what this spring game will look like. It might be similar to a Pro Bowl skills challenge, you know, some of what the NBA All-Star game will look like with a three-point shooting contest and that sort of thing. But Wolf, Coach Brown, throughout his entire time here, day one in Morgantown, he said he's going to place an emphasis on special teams, and he really means it.
He does. And the one thing I've learned about Coach Brown the last couple of seasons, when he says something, he means it, especially when it comes to WVU football. And that's what he does with his staff. And they all take it with pride. The special teams coaches, I saw them, they stand up and they compete with each other, the coaches, to get the attention of those teams and their players. It is really something to see. I really like it. And I like what they're doing with the special teams. It's pride, man. Pride.
It's about energy. It's about juice. That's what Coach Brown calls it, juice, right? It's also about fundamentals. That's the key. That's at the center of all of it.
Well, again, as they're trying to make these special teams, you hear Jeff Kuntz, the special teams coordinator, talk about special teams in the universal language. When you see a wide receiver blocking a defensive back, it is no different than a punt return specialist going back there and trying to block the defender on the punt return. So they're trying to use universal, which, of course, Nick, develops depth.
We're watching the special teams portion of the Gold Blue Spring Game. It's the opening drill, a special teams competition called the Avoid Drill at the Pushkar Complex. And by the way, there are some serious bragging rights up for grabs. Teams Mathis, Thornton, Smith, and Lowe have been going at it throughout spring, and the teams are trying to compete against each other, earning points, earning bragging rights to see who's the best special teams unit in the spring.
And what else? A big prize of gear. All right, so they're going ahead and they're raising the competition, and it's fun.
So that'll wrap the first competition. We'll be back with more from the Gold Blue Spring Game in just a moment. Stay with us. You're watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+. We're back here at Milan Pushkar Stadium. The Gold Blue Spring Game continues on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. What you're watching is the Mountaineer drill. And it looks like the defense is just one, Wolf.
Yeah, the defense, what they're trying to do is go 20 yards on 4 plays, and it's really the old Oklahoma drill of one-on-one with a running back. And, you know, it's just snot-nosed, man. It's offensive lineman against defensive lineman and a running back, but this time they put 3 there, as you'll see here in the second group. And honestly, this is just who gets lower, who's using the proper technique, inside hands, offense, defense, leverage, and inside hands, and movement of the feet works. And that was first down. You got to stay within the cones, Nick, and this will be second down. Of course, they have to reach to the end zone.
Marquand Rucker is your running back in blue. The offensive lineman for the blue squad is Rucker's looking for a hole. Look at that, Wolf.
Well, I'm going
into
to
the
tell
end
you,
zone.
Marquand Rucker, Sistersville, West Virginia, Tyler Consolidated. I want to tell you this. He has repped them very well. He is doing well up here in Morgantown.
He goes off the side of John Hughes there, set up the block on the outside.
Big John Hughes. He is a senior. He's out of Navarro College from Texas. So, Deep Creek or Deep View Creek High School. So again, this is guys that are all over the place. And you're going to be seeing it that, the Mountaineers have a lot of players from different states. When you look at West Virginia, they have 20 guys, whether it be the great walk-on program that Neil Brown is building, or the scholarship players like your Zach Frazier's out of Fairmont, or your Dante Stills out of Fairmont, or, now you got Doug Nestor, who transferred from Virginia Tech out of Canova, Spring Valley, West Virginia, right?
Right.
So I'm telling you, there's a lot of good stuff coming with the West Virginia people. Neil Brown and staff are building a wall around it, and any good players are saying, come here to WVU. This is your home. This is where you need to be, and it's nice to see.
So a quick note here as we switch between drills, going from the Mountaineer drill to another special teams competition, the kickoff challenge. But a quick word on scoring. Wolf's got his graph paper out. He's going to be charting the score throughout the day because it is going to be some unique scoring. It's all drill based, and for example, with the blue team scoring twice in the Mountaineer drill, they now lead the gold team 6-0. But the individual winners of these competitions is what's most important here. The kickoff challenge about to begin. You've got Danny King going up against Casey Legg. Legg maybe has the most apt name for a kicker in all of college football. What we're looking for here, Wolf, in this drill: hang time and location. It's as simple as this. Best ball wins.
It's as simple as that, and it's as simple as where Coach Brown and staff tell you to kick that ball. So they're telling them, saying, this is where I want you to kick it. This is the hang time I want you to have. And again, that's going to lead to what? Better special teams on the kickoff.
So Danny King kicked the first ball. He's a redshirt freshman from Cumberland, Maryland. Coach Brown's been impressed by him so far in the spring. That's Casey Legg with the boot inside the 5-yard line. And of course, fans will remember Legg, a Charleston, West Virginia native who saw some time last season after fellow West Virginia native Evan Staley went down with a season-ending injury. And it does appear that Legg had the best ball.
Now, that was a nice kick. Now, remember, Casey Legg, he never played football in high school because the Crossroad Lanes Christian School only played soccer. So, again, he had to adapt as he got here into Morgantown and WVU.
Pinned it right down inside the 5-yard line, and they do award the points to the blue team. 9-0 your score. And that about wraps us up here for the first quarter of competition in the Gold Blue Spring Game. We will see in the second quarter some more traditional scrimmaging, some ones against ones and twos against twos. That means you will see Jarrett Deggy and Garrett Green at quarterback for the Mountaineers most likely, as we'll get ready to head into some traditional spring game scrimmaging.
Okay. Thank you all for being here.
You're watching the Gold Blue Spring Game on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Coach Brown addressing the fans here in attendance. As we catch a little bit of a breather here, Wolf, do you like the energy that you're seeing and feeling in the stadium today?
Well, this is different. I think the fans are beginning to appreciate about what Coach Brown is doing. And again, it's different. And people are, really buying into it here. I can see by the crowd, they like it.
What you're hearing from Coach Brown, gold offense against blue defense. Opportunity to see some live ball scrimmaging. Wolf, they've done this throughout the offseason in spring practices. And we've seen Coach Brown highlight some of the big-time players throughout. We're going to touch on some of those storylines here in just a moment. When we come back, live scrimmaging in the Gold Blue Spring Game. Stay right there with us. You're watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Coverage of the Gold Blue Spring Game continues here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Jarrett Deggy, last year's QB1, getting ready to rock and roll, as we'll see some live scrimmaging here in the second quarter of the spring game, as well as another special teams challenge before we'll break for halftime, as well as the annual award presentation, the Spring Game Awards, including the Tommy Nikolic Award, which is given annually to the top walk-on in the program, as well as the Iron Mountaineer Awards. Those, of course, go to the most active and successful Mountaineers in the weight room during the off-season training program. All right, Wolf.
One-on-ones, man. Let's go. Good on good.
So let's see what we've got here. Jarrett Deggy in the shotgun, quarterbacking the gold team, which, by the way, trails by a score of 9-0 here. Akeem Messidor, Dante Stills applying pressure right away. Deggy almost throws a pick. Good pressure up the middle there from Stills and Messidor.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dante Stills and Akeem Messidor, I'm just going to say it right now. They are going to be two defensive linemen that the Big 12 is definitely going to have to look out for. Those opposing teams, they really have had a special spring ball.
Zach Frazier at center for the Gold team. Letty Brown is the running back to Deggy's right. Near side wide receiver includes Sam James, a guy they're looking for more from this year. And how about a guy that they're looking for more from too? Bryce Ford Wheaton with the reception there. A guy that Neil Brown has called uber talented, Wolf.
Absolutely, and you know, he is a legacy. Coach Ford out there that, you know, Nick was here for 40 plus years. He was one of the first black administrators to integrate WVU and the Georgia Southern Conference, and it was just, you know, a great thing to have him. Big player, big time potential.
It's 3rd and 3, and situational football is something the Mountaineers have been emphasizing throughout this spring, including third down success. And that's a successful third down. Your new number 1, by the way, is Winston Wright, West Virginia's top returning receiver. Used to be TJ Simmons, but Wolf Wright had a fantastic year last season.
Absolutely, 47 receptions, 553 yards, averaging 12 yards per reception. He had a breakout season.
By the way, the Mountaineers 2 years ago in Neil Brown's first season, as Jarrett Deggy shows his legs. That's not Garrett Green, that's Jarrett Deggy. West Virginia was last in the Big 12 Conference on third downs, converting only 34%. Last season, much better, 3rd in the conference, converting about 42% of its third down. So 2nd and 2 here.
That's what they've been working with Jarrett Deggy on, running the ball, in the pocket, moving.
Want to know your thoughts on a thought from Deggy here in a moment, Wolf, is a little bit of reverse action. Winston Wright with that jet speed around the side to pick up another first down for the Mountaineers. Wolf, one positive comment that we've heard from Jared Parker about Jarrett Deggy, since you bring it up, is his ability to extend plays. It's improving. How important is that for Deggy's skill set?
Well, absolutely. I think that was the one thing in the game last year that was missing, and he has worked on it. He's conscious about it, and I know that Coach Brown is very happy with the progress that he's made thus far.
Deggy's got the Gold team marching after Winston Wright picked up a first down a moment ago. It is a 1st and 10. Letty Brown to the left of Deggy. Good pressure from Taj Alston. They'll blow that one dead. It's a coverage sack. Taj Alston, good to see him back on the field after he's had 2 tough years with injuries.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, the Lumberton, North Carolina guy, Union Pines High School and Copiah Lincoln Community College. He has been waiting for this year. He's healthy, and through the spring ball, he's been very exceptional thus far.
So after the loss of yardage, it's 2nd and 17 from about the 45-yard line. Near side, 3 wide receivers for the Mountaineers, including Winston Wright. But Deggy goes to the top of the screen to Letty Brown. Not much doing there, as it's Exree Lowe who was in the vicinity to force Brown out of bounds.
You know, Letty Brown has really been getting light work, but Coach Chad Scott said he's been there mentally. All about mental reps and not physical reps, which is good because the second leading rusher in the Big 12 had a big season last year, took a lot of carries with 199.
Gold-blue scrimmage continues at Milan Puskar Stadium. Live action, Jarrett Deggy trying to march the Gold team down the field, but it is a 3rd and long facing the Gold squad. Deggy pressured again. They'll blow it dead, and I believe that's Vandarius Cowan who comes up with the stop.
Well, I'll tell you, Vandarius Cowan, man, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida Palm Beach Gardens High School and Alabama. He's what, a senior? He's been hurt himself.
Another guy, right?
A 6'4", 245-pound bandit, and he's just starting to come into his own. Remember, this is year 3 in the system. They're just starting to come together. They're just getting it. The light bulb is just going off, Nick.
That was something that in our conversation with defensive line coach Jordan Leslie, Wolf, he brought that up, that even these veteran guys, you know, this spring has been important for young guys because they need to get acclimated to what's happening, to what's expected of them. But after the loss of last spring, it's been really important for these veteran guys because now they're really starting to get it.
Last spring really had ramifications, or the loss of that. And, you know, when you look at the coach and Leslie, and he's now the Bandit coach, he's defensive coordinator. Andrew Jackson is a new hire on there as the defensive line coach, but they work so together, and they combine all the time, so they're really working a lot together as the Bandit to the defensive line, because they mix so much in, and the pressure packages that you see.
All right, so we saw the first team go at it. This is the second drive of 4 in this live scrimmaging period. And it's Garrett Green, the redshirt freshman, who is taking the snap. Gives the handoff to the bottom of the screen. Good hit, too, on the play by Drew Joseph from South Charleston. What a hit on the near side.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's nice. I'll tell you what, somebody woke up fresh today.
Most definitely, Wolf, most definitely. Fumble on the play. Who's going to get on it there? Gold team, really. Gold defense is the second string D, really applying some pressure here, Wolf.
Let's watch the replay with the ball on the ground. Okay, coaches aren't going to like that because it's about ball security. How do you control that ball? And they got to get that together.
Second drive of this 4-drive scrimmage. It's the 2s versus the 2s. Garrett Green, the dual threat QB from Tallahassee, Florida, in the shotgun and gets it. He has Avarius Sparrow on his side, goes over the middle, and it's incomplete. Do we get a flag? Yes, we do. Neil Brown wanted to see clean football. Not going to like that, Wolf.
No, that's one negative play for the offense, one negative play for the defense.
Number 2, defense. Ball we placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
And look at the contact here, the upper right part of your screen. Yeah, too soon. That's a redshirt freshman. That's Darryl Porter. He is out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's going to learn, but he's had a very good spring. He's a solid number 2 right now, and let's see how much more he gets going.
One of those defensive backs that West Virginia needs some production from this year. West Virginia may be a little low on numbers in terms of linebackers and defensive backs, but did just sign Charles Woods from FCS Illinois State. How about that throw by Garrett Green? The crowd loves it. Complete to Caden Prather, a big-time freshman out of Maryland.
Oh, boy, those two are some youngins there. They got a lot of talent, but you see what Coach Brown is saying. There you go. Here's the replay. Watch his eyes, what he sees. 6'4". Oh, 203. He could have let him maybe a little bit more, but I'll tell you this, the Montgomery Village, Northwest High School, Maryland, Caden Prather.
Prather, one of several 4-star recruits in Neil Brown's latest signing class, an early enrollee, guy that they can expect big things from in the future. Whistle will blow that one dead. It was Jordan Jefferson getting good pressure on Garrett Green.
But JJ, he is out of Navarre, Florida, Navarre High School. He's repping well for WVU. He's repping Navarre well. Proud to have him. He's a big tree stump man. He's like 6'3", 295, and he's right in the middle anchoring it.
Played in 17 games in his Mountaineer career, including 6 games in the pandemic-shortened 2020 season. It's a 2nd and 15 now after the loss of yards. Reese Smith on the near side in the slot for the Mountaineers. Another young, talented guy to keep an eye on. Near with Prather on the bottom of the screen. Garrett Green goes top side. A lot of gold jerseys there to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, that's Sam Brown right there out of Savannah, Georgia. Let's take a look at what Garrett Green sees from behind. Gets a little curl right there. Sam Brown is 6'2", 203 out of Savannah, I was saying, and he has got the world of potential for it. He's just got to reach out and get it.
Brown's back on the top of the screen. Garrett Green on 3rd down. More situational football. What can the youngster do? The handoff goes to Avarius Sparrow. Takes it inside the 5-yard line.
Let's take a look here from behind and watch the whole develop. Right there. Look at that big offensive line. That's the 2nd line. This means that WVU is getting depth in that offensive line department, which again, that has been very tough over the years here at WVU.
So we will get a field goal attempt here for the blue team, which currently leads 9-zip if you're keeping track of the scoring at home. It's Tyler Sumter who will take the kick. Grayson Malashevitz with the hold. Good view from behind as Sumter splits the uprights.
Tyler Sumter, putting it through the upright, and guess what? That's your 6-year super senior,
he
right?
Is a super senior. He even calls himself so, right?
He does, and he's got a lot of charisma to him. I like him. I like what I see. Of course, you know, Evan Staley is another super senior that is out right now, but he's recovering. Expect to be back this fall, so there will be a big competition going on between actually 2 or 3, maybe even 4 kickers.
So with that score by the blue team, 12-zip the score now. The 2021 Gold Blue Spring Game continues from Milan Puskar Stadium. Back with another drive, ones versus ones. That means we'll see Jared Deggy, maybe some Letty Brown. May also see some Tony Mathis here, Wolf. That's a guy at running back that West Virginia is really trying to groom to become the backup behind Letty Brown, the 1,000-yard rusher.
I think he's in that position right now, although Avarius Sparrow has been doing well this spring. Tony has really stepped up and done a great job.
Mathis is to Deggy's right on first down on the 3rd series. He will get the touch, but right there to eat him up is Vandarius Cowan once again.
Well, I tell you what, I really like what I'm seeing. He is healthy for the first time since his transfer from Alabama, and he's getting the system down. I like this. This is a good sign for WVU.
Quick note on some stats. Deggy was 3 for 4 on his first drive for about 20 yards. Garrett Green, perfect 3 for 3, 57 yards. That included a 51-yard bomb that led to the field goal, a connection with true freshman Caden Prather. Deggy looking left, has a man. It's Bryce Ford Wheaton, who'll be just shy of the sticks. That's his 2nd reception.
Let's take a look here. A couple looks. Here comes the pressure. He feels it, gets rid of it, still makes the delivery. Again, I like his feet there. He was square, he was ready to throw. Nice release.
Brandon Yates, the big left tackle, former all Big 12 honorable mention too, giving Deggy just enough time to get that throw out.
That was nice to see right there. I thought Tony actually had a little bit more room. That was a quick whistle. But again, I like what the offensive line is doing. That's a big emphasis this year, of course. You know, 2 years ago, they averaged 72 yards running per game. Last year was they doubled it, the 140. I'll tell you, they're really improving their running game. Big emphasis this spring.
1st and 10 for Deggy and the Gold unit at midfield. Deggy's going to have to roll out. Can he extend the play? Finds Tony Mathis, who will find contact after a gain of about 1. Wolf, a quick thought on the offensive line. The depth that you've discussed a moment ago, how important that is. Tell me this, how important simply is experience on this offensive line when you've got so many young guys that were forced to play last year or even 2 years ago?
Well, when you think about it, you got Zach Frazier. He just blew my mind because I've never seen a freshman come in.
What a terrific center.
I've never seen him come in and do something like that, playing center and guard. And then, of course, you look at Brandon Yates, who was honorable mention all Big 12 as a redshirt freshman. Hey, I put out there a week ago, the blind side is real, and he was left tackle. Admirable job by him as well. He's only getting better each time he walks out in that field, every time.
Both Yates and Frazier were all Big 12 honorable mentions. An incredible season for Frazier, the former Fairmont senior polar bear, who started as a true freshman, something that you never see on the offensive line at West Virginia. 3rd and 3 for the Gold team. Deggy with Mathis in his sidecar. Goes top of your screen, and it's another completion to Winston Wright.
Absolutely, Winston Wright. He is elusive. And let's watch from behind one more time. He's going to do a quick release, get rid of it, and it's on target when he's in the run. He is moving, catching him in stride. That just means more extra yards after catch.
Small sample size here, Wolf, but Deggy seems very composed, locked in for this spring game.
As we talked to Coach Brown, he told us that he feels very good about the maturity level and understanding the system and what's expected of him.
I think Coach Brown even said that Deggy might be one of the most improved players on this roster, which is a good sign if he's going to be your starting quarterback next year.
That's a great sign.
Deggy looking deep this time. Winston Wright's there. Oh, what a fantastic catch by West Virginia's leading receiver from the 2020 campaign. Snagged that one out of the air over Jared Bartlett.
From the quarterback to the receiver. Look at the touch right there. That's a pretty ball. That's a pretty catch. That's a first down.
So Gold Team inside the 20. Deggy leading the charge. Ones versus ones here on this third drive of the scrimmage, with the Gold Team trailing 12-zip. Had a flag thrown early there as Deggy goes to Mathis.
Yeah, while they sort that flag out, let's talk about, you know, Letty Brown had 31 receptions last season out of the backfield. That was number 2 in receptions. He had 202 yards and he had 2 receiving touchdowns.
Number 8, defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So just when I was pumping up Van Darius Collin, he goes ahead and jumps offside. Right. But you know what? If you're gonna make a penalty, go ahead, make it an aggressive penalty, because it means that you're in tune into the game.
Gold Team continuing to march after the flag. It is a 1st and 5. Mike O'Loughlin is your man in motion. The tight end had a touchdown last season. Give is to Tony Mathis. And they'll mark him down at about the 9-yard line for a short gain of 2.
Well, in the real game right here, when you're watching the replay, I think, you know, he's going to go ahead. He's going to go north and south. He's going to put his shoulder down, and you're going to see him explode, because that's what he's done this spring.
Guy who's becoming more comfortable running the ball in every which way. You talk to running backs coach Chad Scott, says he thinks that Mathis is the type of guy that is an inside zone type of player, but he's getting more comfortable. Deep throw into the end zone. Did he catch it? No, it's incomplete. Intended for Bryce Ford Wheaton on that far side.
That was
on the
close.
field is an incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Let's take a look at the end of the play. Let's see how that went down. The feet. Oh.
Well, that's awful close.
That's close. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't have control there. Good call. But, again, that's what you're looking at and the potential that you could have. Make the catch next time. That's all right.
It's about the same spot where Ford Wheaton had a humongous touchdown grab against Baylor in that double overtime victory for the Mountaineers early in the 2020 regular season. There's another one that's incomplete, and that's uncharacteristic from Winston Wright to drop that one.
It sure is, but, you know, last season, you know, they had some drops that they had to deal with, and I really like what happened with the what they're doing this year. Jared Parker is telling Spring, hey, listen, let's remove the drama. Let's not worry don't worry about anybody else. Close the wagons, circle up, this is our room, and we're going to take care of it. I think that they've done a really good job so far this spring, and I'm looking forward to this group of receivers. Remember, they have 8 wide receiver lettermen returning. And you see the kick.
The kick is good for the Gold Team. So finally, Danny King does get the Gold Squad on the board. We told you earlier that while Evan Staley is still out with an injury, King is a guy who has impressed during this kicking competition for the Mountaineers, and we'll see more special teams drills later on, but still now one more drive for the Twos. Blue Team coming back on offense with Garrett Green at quarterback once again. One more quick note on the wide receivers, Wolf. Something in our conversation with Jared Parker earlier this week, telling us that he admits that the wide receivers underachieved, period. And he's taking it personally. But we heard from Bryce Ford Wheaton, and this is just a remarkable number that just has stuck with me. He told us that during the winter, during the true offseason before spring ball, the wide receivers tracked every single catch, and they caught more than 89,000 balls. That seems like a lot.
That's a lot of balls, and you just saw Garrett Green almost get that pass intercepted. And look at the break from the defender on the ball. That's Mohammed. I'll tell you what, the coach is going to say, hey, catch that ball. But then again, you just saw Garrett Green, redshirt freshman out of Tallahassee, Florida. He makes a great play with the passes, that he could also get you in a little bit of trouble. He's got to learn that and learn to understand when to throw it, when not to throw it, when not to push it.
Green goes back to Caden Prather, second reception for the true freshman. Wolf, we've been talking about the wide receivers here. We've got a special treat coming for you in just a moment. We'll go to them after this play. Angelica Trinone is standing by with a fan favorite former wide receiver for West Virginia. We'll get one more here on this 3rd and 6. Garrett Green in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Green, under duress, has to roll out, but this is what he does well to extend the play. Did he get to the first down marker? It looks like he's short.
He's short, but you just saw what he can do. And that's what's so exciting about him and his future. You know, when you think about it, Garrett Green played up until high school all just baseball.
So they will extend the drive, and as they do it, let's check in with Angelica Trinon, who's with TJ Simmons.
All right, guys, I've got TJ Simmons here with me, a former WVU wide receiver. First, TJ, before I get your opinion on these receivers, what's it feel like to be back here in Milan Puskar Stadium?
Man, it feels good. Haven't been in Morgantown in a while. Feels good to be back. Feels good to see the people and the fans in the stands.
Now, I see you've got the number 1. Obviously, that was for TJ. TJ was number 1 last year, but we got a new number 1 on the receiving corps. That's Winston Wright. What can you tell us about what he can do this year?
You know, that's my little brother, man. I've been raising him up since he got here. I've been his mentor, and he's going to do big things. Last year was just the start. He's going to have a bigger role this year. Going to have big shoes to fill with that 1 jersey on, just like I did. And I think he's going to step up to the plate.
All right, last one for you, though, TJ. We heard that confidence is a big thing for this wide receiving group this year. What can you tell us about how these guys have grown so far this spring?
As you guys can see, we went through a rough patch last year during the season, had a lot of drops, and at some point during the season, we turned that all around. And I think they're still building on that momentum. First real spring with Coach Parker, didn't get a spring last year. He got time to groom them. You're going to get a full summer, and I think these guys are going to be ready to play by the time fall comes.
TJ, thank you. Great to see you. Best of luck.
You too.
All right, Angelica and TJ, that's spectacular. Hey, what a great play there, Wolf, by Darryl Porter Jr., the interception in the end zone.
This is a pick. Hey, when you look at this right here on the replay, wow, he's seeing the ball, makes the play, game time when it counts. Redshirt freshman, again, big.
We're going to step aside. The punt challenge is coming up next. The Gold Blue Spring Game continues in a moment. We'll also chat with Amy Bush of WVU Medicine Children's in a moment. Time for the punt challenge here as the Gold Blue Spring Game continues at Milan Puskar Stadium. You're watching Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. While we enjoy another special teams challenge, we welcome in Amy Bush, the Chief Operating Officer of WVU Medicine Children's. Amy, we appreciate you joining us here in the booth in a socially distanced manner. This spring game and the partnership between WVU Medicine Children's, how important is it?
So this partnership really means everything to us. You know, this started over 40 years ago with Coach Nealon, and it's been told to me that Coach Nealon wanted to add a teammate to his roster, and it was WVU Medicine Children's, and it's just continued to grow ever since, and we're really appreciative of that.
Yeah, you know, Amy, I really experienced that with Coach Nealon when I came in 1986. And it was 1984, I believe, that you guys formed that partnership. And the players coming in every Friday meant so much to me, and it taught me, so that today, now I feel like I have to go ahead, and I want to go ahead, but I feel like it's my duty to keep it going and keep serving WVU Medicine Children's.
Yeah, you know, when the football players visit, it's the highlight. But it's not just that. It's really important for, you know, we hear about philanthropy. We hear about giving money and to bricks and mortar technology to provide this subspecialty care. But more important, we want the kids to have some normalcy in life. And so when they're in the hospital fighting, they become our hero. We get to visit with them. They get to visit with us, and hopefully we make a difference. And so, you know, not only going in to visit, but we have the traditional wave when the football players come over for the game. And as we open our new hospital, we'll have every floor on the inpatient side where the football players can look back and wave to those kids. And then on the top floor, we're going to have a broadcasting room so the kids can actually go up if they're well enough and watch the game on the big screen. So exciting time.
So, by the way, a quick note, blue team now leads 15-6 after the special teams challenge. We're with Amy Bush, the COO of WVU Medicine Children's. We have a great view from the booth of the Children's Hospital, Amy. Give us an update on the progress there.
So we can't wait to open the doors to our new hospital here in the coming months. And beautiful picture. You can see it there on the screen.
Right,
I can see it out the window here in the TV booth. But one of the unique things about our new hospital is it's designed for kids and the caretakers to take care of those kids in a kid-like environment. But it's also very important to note we have a new birthing center in there, and we're connected to our adult flagship hospital. So if mom or baby needs higher care, they can get it right there on the same place.
Well, Amy, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us today to shed some light on this really amazing partnership that's raised over $750,000 for WVU Medicine Children. She's Amy Bush, the COO of WVU Medicine Children's. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too, Amy. We're having a lot of fun here as the Gold Blue Spring Game continues. Wolf, they're going to play more football. How about that? Coach Brown has extended the second quarter because he makes the rules, and they're going to scrimmage a little bit more. Jared Deggy to Letty Brown. That's good for a big pickup to midfield.
Yeah, Nick, again, that's what's nice about being the head coach, especially with an extension.
that's right, Wolf. That's right. You get to call the shots. You get to make the rules, right? It's all good to be Neil Brown. Here we go. 2nd and 1. Wasn't enough for a first down, just shy of midfield. Deggy's been pretty solid overall, 5 for 7 for 45 yards. Looking deep again. That one to Sam James, but it falls incomplete. Coverage, Nick Troy Fortune.
Yeah, Sam James last year, 31 receptions for about 300 yards. And again, the Roswell or Richmond Hill, Georgia, Richmond Hill High School, got 7 players from Georgia that were recruited.
Hands to the face, number 90. Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down, gold team.
So it will be a first down for the Gold Team. Well, thank you for being along with us here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Looks like the rain is holding off for the Gold Blue Spring Game, the first one since 2019. Got some scrimmaging, live scrimmaging going on, the ones versus the ones right now. The blue team leads the Gold Team 15-6, scoring both in live scrimmaging and from drills. As we said, Neil Brown making the rules, making the scoring. Yeah. He's the one keeping track of all of this. Deggy, though, hoping to get the Gold Team back within striking distance here as it is a 2-score game. He's got Letty Brown to his left and a pair of wide receivers on the top of the screen here. That one goes to Letty Brown, and he's bottled up right away.
You know, having Amy come in here and talking about Children's Hospital and what it's meant through the years, not only for myself. You do think of Jeff Hosteller, Brian Joswiak, all the players that have really stepped up, and all the players that go over there every Friday. It's something that you're taught, and you keep doing it because you're taught that. And that goes back to Coach Nealon. And I just can say this, Nick, it is special, special, special. Anyone who can get involved with WVU Medicine Children's, I highly recommend it because there's nothing greater than taking care of one's own. And these are our children.
All part of Coach Nealon's legacy, right, Wolf?
All part of it, man. He's a Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame man.
Letty Brown with the carry there a moment ago. Just as a quick reminder, you won't see any contact on these running backs today. And of course, Letty has been limited in terms of his contact in the spring, trying to keep him as fresh as possible, but also trying to develop those backup running backs in Sparrow and Mathis. Deep ball to Winston Wright. Couldn't hang on to it, but we do have a flag as Alonzo Adai might have had a no-no.
Yeah. It's just... Look at this contact, quick release, but again, the contact comes at the end of the play. Yeah, interferes with them. Good call.
Deliberations here over the flag and then where the spot will be. We'll get the call here in just a moment.
2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, number 12, defense. That penalty is declined. Passer interference, number 4. Defense, that penalty is enforced, 15 yards. Automatic first down.
All right, 2 things, Nick.
Tell me.
That offside, second time. Again, if you're going to make a mistake, it's aggressive. Means they're attacking. Means they're giving what they can. You don't want to see it, but it's spring ball. We'll straighten that out. Second thing is, Winston Wright Jr., he's already a handful.
Oh, my goodness.
Already a handful.
Has been for 2 years, right?
Yep.
Deggy in the shotgun again. Wright is on the near side, along with Isaiah Esdale. Far side, Bryce Ford Wheaton and Sam James. More pressure coming from the blue team. It's Esdale with the reception inside the 10. He'll be bottled up at about the 9-yard line. How about this for a note? We've been joking about Neil Brown, but this is a good one, Wolf. He says Isaiah Esdale has the best hands on the team of anybody except for Coach Brown, who, by the way, was once called Touchdown Neil Brown in his day. He does have a fantastic pair of hands.
He was really called Touchdown
Neil Brown.
I didn't know. You went down there.
The folks in Danville, Kentucky told me that that's a fact. Touchdown Neil Brown. He set all kinds of records at Boyle County High School, only for Reese Smith, a current Mountaineer, to break a ton of them. Deggy with another opportunity here inside the 10. The give is to Letty Brown. He'll bowl his way down to about the 7-yard line.
What made Letty so special was that he could break tackle after tackle.
Getting close to halftime here as we have extended this second quarter for more live scrimmaging. We saw 2 drives for the 1s, 2 drives for the 2s. This is now the 3rd drive for the proverbial starters here for the Mountaineers. At halftime, we'll have an awards presentation, the annual Spring Awards, the Iron Mountaineer, as well as the Tommy Nikolic Award given to the program's top walk-on, and then the QB Challenge, something to really look forward to. We'll get to see Deggy and Garrett Green go one-on-one as Letty Brown spins and is marked down at about the 3.
You know, Letty Brown in a real game, I think he blows through that tackle there.
That's a touchdown, right?
Yeah, I believe so. You know, it's a touchdown or he's going to be right in the goal line.
Right.
One or the other, because Letty is tough. Hey, the Newman Goretti graduate out of Philadelphia is special.
Mountaineers were 88% effective in the red zone last season, 61% of their trips ending in touchdowns. Deggy wants to go for 6 here. Esdale with those hands. No, he didn't hang on to it. Almost in the corner of the end zone.
Well, that's the second time we've seen that with the receivers. Let's take a look here at the replay. Follow the ball. Look coming down. Oh, in his hands. You got to put that in secured. But I'm going to tell you this. Isaiah Esdale has had one terrific spring ball. He has stepped up here coming into his senior season campaign.
Good to hear, Wolf. You've been with the team for just about every practice and developing depth at all of these positions. You know, there's a lot of talent in this wide receiver room, but that group, what we've heard is it's been the most competitive of the competitions among the wide receivers.
Well, it has, and not many people have been able to see what they've done this spring. But if you're going to take my word for it, I'm telling you, this is a group that is much improved, and they are going to be dangerous in the Big 12 to opposing defenses.
So they don't give Letty the touchdown there. It'll be 3rd and goal from about the 1-yard line. It's the gold-blue spring game with the blue team ahead by 9. Letty Brown gets hit in the backfield, but Jarrett Deggy.
There you go.
Swept it in.
What do you want Jarrett Deggy to do? Move his feet more, carry the ball, and that is exactly what we just saw there. Look at the replay. Yeah, I know Coach Brown was fired up about that.
Kept the read, faked everybody out, right?
He reads it, faked the cameraman. Right there. There it is. Touchdown, Jarrett Deggy. That's what was missing last year in the run game. Him being, you know, better in the pocket, moving around more, was missing in the passing game, and he has improved this spring.
So a score update. The PAT is good. It's Danny King once again. The score will be 15-13 with the blue team holding a slight edge. A quick break here. Gold Blue Spring Game. It's halftime. We'll be back in just a moment with an awards presentation here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. The Gold Blue Spring Game continues. We promised you a quarterback challenge at halftime, and it looks like that's what we're about to get. Jarrett Deggy against Garrett Green, the 2 quarterbacks for West Virginia. You're going to see 3 different styles of throws. First, the fast screen. Second, the naked out. Third, the bucket fade. And you're looking for these guys to hit the center net, Wolf. That's how they'll score points.
Yeah, I used to do this all the time, but that was with my head when I was blocking. Go ahead. There's no way I'm hitting that net. I'll tell you that much.
Wait a second, we're hearing something from PA announcer Bill Nevin. Who do we have here with a football in his hands, Wolf? Is that who I think it is? That's Miles Deuce McBride from the basketball team, former Cincinnati Moeller High School quarterback. Listen to the crowd.
Well, for a minute, I thought it was The Undertaker coming out, man. Deuce McBride, Deuce! All right.
Now, if you've watched any ESPN broadcast of any of West Virginia's basketball games last year, by the way, Deuce, he has played quarterback in his lifetime. They talk about it all the time. And so we're going to get to see what he's made of today at Milan Puskar Stadium.
You think he's been practicing?
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt.
He's got a lot of too much pride.
But here's the thing. Deuce is a gamer. Deuce is a gamer. He's a gamer on the hardwood. You know he'll be a gamer for this skills challenge, Wolf. There's no doubt. All Big 12 guard for the Mountaineers, second team All Big 12, led the team in scoring 16 points per game last season.
Wow. I'll tell you, he's a gamer. You're right. He's a gamer.
So again, it's Deuce against Garrett and Jarrett. 3 types of throws: a fast screen, a naked out, and a bucket fade. For the first 2 throws, looking for the guys to hit the center netting. And according to the rules that we received from the team, you miss the net, you lose points.
That's so number 1.
Deggy's 0 for 2 so far, but no points lost because he hit the net. Third one's golden.
Right there.
So that's 1 point for Jarrett so far. Garrett Green now with the reps. He got 1. Can he get 2? Nope, he's got 1. So 1 point for Deggy, 1 point for Green.
So this is all about net, right? So Deuce ought to be pretty good because it's all net.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net, man.
Listen to the crowd chanting Deuce. He's even got a jersey on, Wolf, with the number 4. Come on, this is awesome. Here's Deuce. Misses the first one. Maybe shake off a little bit of rust, huh, Deuce? From Cincinnati, Ohio. Misses the second one. But he does look good out there, Wolf. Third one, missed that one too.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what, it's a lot better than anything I could do, and the form was nice. Did you notice his footwork, Nick?
Right, he looked sharp.
His footwork was right there. I think the arm's a little bit rusty, but let's see what else they have coming up in the next competition here for the throws, huh?
Believe that the next throw that we're going to get here is the naked out or perhaps the bucket fade. We'll see. It'll become apparent here in just a moment. Here comes the out. Deggy hits the net but can't find the hole. So now Garrett Green, same type of thing. Rolling out, looking for that center netting. Couldn't get it.
It's tough, man. There's no doubt about it.
All right, so here comes Deuce. He just got a little bit of coaching, I think, there from Neil, making sure he walked him through the footwork here. Deuce, come on, baby. Oh.
Did you see Deuce do the fake?
Yeah.
He actually did the fake in there.
Everything. Right, he took it through everything. So score check.
It's coming back.
Deggy's hit 1, Garrett Green's hit 1. Deuce is still scoreless, but we know that Deuce is a second half type of gamer. Big time shot against Texas Tech at the buzzer. Then he goes down and defends Mac McClung. Big time win for the Mountaineers at home over the Red Raiders. That was just a couple of months ago. Don't count him out yet, Wolf.
Yeah, that was exciting time.
So last one, bucket fade. This is your money shot, so to speak here. Deggy to the corner of the end zone, hit that one for a point.
It's pretty nice.
Look at that float through the air. Perfect.
That's touch, man. That's the touch.
Great touch. Should be the last attempt here for Deggy. Can he go 3 for 3? Oh, off the rim. Deuce doesn't know too much about that, though, Wolf, does he? Off the rim.
No, he's all nothing but net.
So Garrett Green currently trails Jarrett Deggy by 2. He missed the first one. Second one off the rim, too. So you see the poise from Deggy. Green misses all 3. So Deuce has an opportunity here for a little bit of bragging rights. You know, he could make them all 3. He could make all 3 and tie Deggy. Missed that one. Little wobbly, too. All right, Deuce, this is it, man. Gotta hit one, right? Gotta hit one, Deuce. There it is! Look at that. And listen to the crowd go nuts for him.
You know, what a game. There's only a few thousand fans out here. There's only, national TV going on. And he comes out here.
No big deal.
He's a hooper, right? He's a b-ball player. And he comes out, he does this.
So, Deuce McBride on April 2nd declared for the NBA draft. Yeah. He could return to West Virginia. He has that option. Maybe he could suit up for both teams or something like that. Wolf, I mean, never say never.
I don't know if Hugs would ever let him, but I'll tell you this, Coach Brown would love to have him.
What a guy, what a competitor, Deuce McBride. Pretty awesome scene there. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. You're watching the 2021 Gold Blue Spring Game on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. We're live at Milan Puskar Stadium. We're taking a break for halftime, but we've got an opportunity here to catch up with Angelica Trinone, who's down on the sidelines amidst everything. Angelica?
All right, Deuce, you got a football jersey on, and if it's one thing that we have known from watching games all season long, it is that you were a quarterback in high school. So you were out here participating in the quarterback challenge first. How did it feel to be back on a football field?
A little rusty. I mean, I think everybody saw that, but it really felt great. I'm really appreciative Coach Brown bringing me out here and just to have some fun.
When was the last time you did anything football related? Probably a while.
About 3-4 years ago.
All right, shaking off a little rust, but hey, while we have you here, I've got to ask you, you declared for the NBA draft, said you were going to put the prep in. Just give us an inside look. How are things going for you? What have you been working on as far as your basketball game is concerned?
Really just everything, honestly, getting used to the NBA ball, the NBA line. You know, been working out with Taz and Sean. They're also trying to go through the draft process as well. So it's been a fun spring so far.
Well, Deuce, it was fun to see you in a football jersey. We hope to see you in a basketball one soon. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, Deuce and Angelica, thank you. Right now, what's happening near midfield, award presentations. Every year, the coaching staff recognizes the top athletes in the weight room. And so far, the awardees for the Iron Mountaineer Award, Zach Frazier from Fairmont, West Virginia, Grayson Malashevich, a Spring Valley product, Tony Mathis, the running back who's competing for more playing time this year. And they've just awarded Scotty Young, the Arizona transfer, as a 4th Iron Mountaineer Award winner.
And from
I think we've got one more. Can you guess who it is?
No.
The baddest man in Morgantown, Wolf. Letty Brown, the 5th Iron Mountaineer from Philadelphia.
I came up with that.
Did
so
you? Wow. Well, I just stole your thunder.
I'm taking credit where credit is due.
But you certainly can't take credit for all of Letty's hard work in the offseason. And, hey, look at this crew right here. You've got Letty Brown, Scotty Young, Tony Mathis, Grayson Malashevich, and you've got Zach Frazier, a couple of West Virginia guys, a couple of really talented players on this team.
Wow, Zach Frazier, one more time, I'm telling you, the man is impressive. A young man, a young brother. He comes in, he plays not one, but 2 positions as a freshman, a true freshman, in the Big 12, mind you, with big nose guards, big 3 techniques, and he does an outstanding job. Freshman, All-American honors, and now he's out there in the weight room. You know what they said about him? He said, Zach, what do you want for your birthday present? He said, Dad, I want weights.
He sounds like your type of guy, Wolf.
Yeah,
he sounds like your type of guy. So those are your Iron Mountaineers. Now time for the Tommy Nikolic Award, which is granted annually to a distinguished walk-on within the WVU football program. The winner was just announced. It is Spring Valley's own Grayson Malashevich. Again, the award goes to a distinguished walk-on Mountaineer. It's the 6th time in the last 7 years that a West Virginia native has won it, and it's in memory of former walk-on Tommy Nikolic, who played for the Mountaineers from 79 to 82 and died of cancer in 1983. Looks like we've got one more surprise here from Coach Brown.
What we're going to do is we're going to let you all hear as we announce our spring awards. The first 3 awards were voted on by the players. The first award is what we call the Juice Award. This is the guy on each side of the ball that has the most energy, the most positive energy. The winner on offense, Garrett Green.
Wolf, your thoughts on that? The Juice Award to Garrett Green.
Not surprised. He's a leader, even at his young age.
The
He's
winner
already established himself.
On defense, Eddie Watkins.
The Alabama native out of Hillcrest High School. Hey, he's repping. He's got the juice. Gotta love it.
Next
Great
award,
selections.
voted again by the players. And this is the Love to Practice Award. And really, this is about the best attitude toward work. Offensive winner, Zach Frazier.
Another award there for Zach Frazier, the Fairmont kid, the practice award. He's got a weight room award and a practice award. Can't get better than that.
Troy Fortune.
All right, Zach Frazier going for the royal flush. Nick Troy Fortune.
And special teams, J.P. Hadley.
J.P. Hadley also awarded for the practice award. Good news, too. J.P. Hadley, likely the guy that could be the team's long snapper. Last couple of years, West Virginia has had some tremendous long snappers, too. Might have one more award from Neil Brown.
Voted on by the players. Perfect Effort Award. These are the guys that strain the most every day in practice. On offense, Mike O'Laughlin.
So it's the Perfect Effort Award. First one to Mike O'Laughlin for the offense.
Vesterinen.
Oh, that's cool, too. From Helsinki, Finland, Edward Vesterinen, the true freshman, also awarded.
The French-Finnish School of Helsinki. I mean, when I thought we were going to start talking about that, I was shocked. But love what they're doing international.
Our next award is our Scout Special Teams Award.
The Scout Awards now from Coach Brown. He's just doling them out.
Practice with blocked punts, Naeem Muhammad.
All right, I like that. Again, what are you doing? You're building a culture for special teams. It's an honor code. You want to play special teams, that's an honor for you, whether you're first, second, or third team. Doesn't matter.
Next award, okay, for spring ball, the most outstanding walk-on. I'm going to announce them all three at once, and y'all come forward, please. Morgantown's own Nick Malone.
Nice.
Oh, what a great moment for the Morgantown kid. A walk-on, Nick Malone being recognized here as well.
Tyler Conley and Drew Joseph.
Oh, and another West Virginia native in Drew Joseph from South Charleston, recognized for his efforts as a walk-on this spring. Terrific for Malone and for Drew Joseph, as well as Tyler Conley, an Ohio native.
And to me, this next one is what spring ball is about. Okay, it's the most improved first-year player. And I'm going to announce them all, and you'll walk forward, please. Jordan
Most improved
White,
first-year players being recognized here now by Coach Brown.
Reese Smith,
Jordan White,
Linnell
Garrett
Carr,
Green,
Jackie Matthews, and Taurus Simmons.
Reese Smith, Jackie Matthews.
All right.
And Taurus Simmons. I think I might have missed one there, Wolf.
I don't know, because I can't remember that far back. Yeah, well, look at that group, though. But again, let's go back to the walk-on awards that Neil Brown and staff are building this walk-on program.
Next award is the most improved.
They're doing very well.
Player
got more awards.
overall.
By the way, the guy I missed was Linnell Carr, who did see some time last year for the Mountaineers. Again, that was most improved first-year players.
Tony Mathis and Parker Moore.
Parker Moore and Tony
Players,
Mathis.
yes.
This is again for most improved players, not first year.
Akeem Messidor.
Oh, wow. Akeem Messidor on defense, as well as Vandarius Cowan. A couple of guys who have just been terrific, and to hear them being recognized for improvement is huge.
Not surprising. Vandarius Cowan, I think, is really going to step into the senior year, bringing some heat.
And
Akeem
final
Messidor,
award.
he's a sophomore.
The most
Neil Brown says this is the final award.
Players.
Most competitive players.
Again, the most productive
most productive players of the spring.
On
we'll
offense,
get it right eventually, Wolf.
Winston Wright.
Coach Brown's just named Winston Wright as one of the most productive players of the spring, along with Isaiah Esdale.
On defense, Dante Stills.
Dante Stills on defense. Younger brother of Darius Stills, back for one more season. Thought about the NFL draft, wants to get it right this year.
In our competitions, Malachi Ruffin.
And Malachi Ruffin has been recognized for a special teams award, earned the most individual points among competitors in team special teams drills.
But look at that, Nick. Again, that's how important special teams has been in the spring.
So that looks like it's it for award presentations. We've still got a lot more coming your way here during the Gold Blue Spring Game, including some one-on-one duels when we return right here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Gold Blue Spring Game continues on Big 12 Now on ESPN+, getting ready for some one-on-one drills in the third quarter of the scrimmage. But right now, we send it down to Angelica Trinone, who has Darius Stills alongside her. Angelica.
All right, Darius, it used to be the Stills brothers. Now we've just got Dante out here representing WVU because you're getting ready for a big weekend coming up, the NFL Draft next weekend. What have you been working on since your time here after the bowl game up until now to get prepared for the next level?
Really just getting stronger, because whenever you train for Pro Day and Combine, they don't focus on strength. They focus on speed and agile and everything like that. So really, I just been getting my strength back. I haven't lost a lot of strength, but just being able to push more weight for more reps, but really just get stronger.
Now for this year, we know high expectations on this defensive line. Almost all of the guys there you've played with. What are your expectations for this defensive line for WVU in 2021?
My expectations is just not skip a beat, because really the only person that's leaving is me. And that's okay, because we got Akeem Mesidor coming up. He's definitely going to be the next guy up after Dante. So I'm just very excited to see how they develop and to just – I think okay. I'm just excited to see how they develop and just excited to see how they turn out this season.
All right, Darius, thank you. Best of luck next weekend.
Thank you.
We hope it will be a memorable day for Darius Stills. Whenever he's selected, the NFL Draft is about a week away. Also for Tony Fields, who is in the running to be selected. Wolf, we're talking about Darius Stills, who's a guy who was doubted in high school at Fairmont Senior. His little brother Dante, who's still a Mountaineer, is one of the guys that maybe was more hotly recruited, but now Darius has set himself up to be in position to be selected next week.
I believe that Darius is going to have a very successful career in the NFL. He has worked hard. He has done all that he can. He has represented WVU with great class. And look right here, we got one-on-ones here with Letty Brown.
Yeah, the one-on-ones are continuing here, Wolf. We've seen some good competition. That was Josh Chandler-Semedo against Letty Brown. Next, we'll see Mike O'Laughlin, the tight end for the Mountaineers, against Exery Lowe, one of those redshirt seniors who could really make an impact for West Virginia.
Yeah, he's going to be very important.
O'Laughlin gets the win on that one-on-one. And as we continue to watch what's unfolding on the field, by the way, tie score now, 18-18 in the Gold-Blue game. Quick peek inside the booth reveals that we're joined by Shane Lyons, not only West Virginia's Director of Athletics, but the NACDA Athletic Director of the Year. Shane, big story this week is the extension of head coach Neil Brown's contract through 2026. Why lock up the head coach now?
Well, you know, it's a matter of looking at the whole body of work, what Neil's done for the first couple of years, and I see great progress. You know, we improved last year from where we're at. We talked earlier, Nick, about the stats and offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball. And I just felt, you know, now's the timing. You know, we have a lot of momentum going forward, and it was just a matter of looking at it and saying, why wait until the end of the next football season? I have great hopes, and let's tie Neil Brown down for another couple years in his contract. Yeah,
I can't agree more. And when you look at it with his contract, and the increase in the staff, which again is a huge investment on your part for WVU athletics. But then when you look at the facilities that you're doing, and it's just amazing that the program is going in such a positive upward direction.
Yeah. And you touched on it, Wolf. I mean, you know, the trajectory is going up, and I just feel the momentum. And, you know, my goal is running this department and running this for the state of West Virginia that everybody has great pride in is, we want to get, back to competing for Big 12 championships and national championships. And, it doesn't happen overnight, but I just, we're building something, and why stop now? Let's keep moving forward with the momentum that we have.
We're chatting with Athletic Director Shane Lyons, who not only announced the extension of Coach Brown's contract, but who has been such an integral player in the success of college athletics, not just football, throughout this pandemic. Shane, to be recognized as the Athletic Director of the Year has to be particularly meaningful to you in light of the fact that there was a real period of time just 8-9 months ago where we didn't know if we would be playing football.
Yeah, it was a year last year. You look at this stadium, it's good to see people back in here, not having a spring game last year. And then about this time, we were starting to determine whether we could even have football, with the August coming back up. So, it's been a long year, but, we see light at the end of the tunnel. And, again, it's been a great honor, to have the award, but there's a lot of fingerprints to go on that award from my staff and others around the college athletics. So, very humbled and take great pride in that.
Well, Shane, we're certainly looking forward to what's ahead and enjoying the rest of today's game. We appreciate you joining us.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks for the job you all do, and let's go Mountaineers.
More still to come on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. The Gold Blue Spring Game continues right after this. Time to let them play. It's the fourth quarter of the Gold Blue Spring Game here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Live scrimmaging once again underway as Garrett Green is in the shotgun. Green to Reese Smith. Great connection of youngsters out near midfield. We joked about Smith earlier, Wolf, with the fact that he is from Neil Brown's hometown of Danville, Kentucky, played at the same high school, broke a ton of records that were once owned by Coach Brown, had a really great freshman campaign.
Those two look like each other, don't they?
I don't know. I don't know.
Same body, elusive, quick, very talented. All Reese Smith does is catch passes. Boyle County High School.
Need reliable wide receivers like that, though. He had 11 receptions for 128 yards last season with a long of 39. By the way, when he was in high school, more than 4,000 receiving yards and 65 touchdowns as a Boyle County Rebel.
All he does is catch balls.
Garrett Green working with the offense, and a big hole there for Avarius Sparrow, the native of Orlando, Florida, moving the sticks.
Yeah, that was a very nice hole. He didn't have to do much. I mean, that was a parting of, the Red Sea right there. Very nice.
By the way, you've got Doug Nestor at right guard, I believe, for the Mountaineers. That's a guy we haven't had a chance to talk about yet. Another Spring Valley guy, Wolf, transferred in from Virginia Tech, can really be a big component of the Mountaineer offense this season.
Well, absolutely. You see that ball overthrown there, but Doug Nestor, he played 19 games with Virginia Tech, started 17 of them. He's got plenty of experience. Been watching him this spring. Had a little bit of a late start, but then he got into it and really started to come into his own. Again, though, iron sharpens iron, as one person sharpens another. And that's very true. When you put Dante Stills and Doug Nestor going up against each other, they have had a lot of work this spring.
That was an incompletion a moment ago by Garrett Green. Gold team is in front 20-19 now after trailing 15-zip early on. By the way, I think that was Green's first incompletion of the day in live action if you're keeping track at home. Now that Sparrow goes for short yardage.
That was a draw play, and that was where he's going to act like the pass. The offensive line, assimilates pass protection. They didn't bite. The defense did not bite, and that was a nice job.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Coming up for the blue team, needing a score to pull back in front. Remember, scoring not just during live scrimmage periods, but awarded after each drill. So that's how we've gotten to this point. During the one-on-ones, the winner would earn a point for his team. Green with Sparrow to his left. He's going to run it himself. They'll blow it dead at about the 31, maybe 32-yard line. So that's going to be well shy of the lead stick.
Here's a replay. Look at him. He pulls it. He gets up the field. Now, that possibly just could have been what? Putting them in field goal position there with his legs. Except, I mean, that is something that Garrett Green brings to the offense, moving the ball with his legs, extending the plays.
It was Trell Bradley who was in the vicinity to force the stop there. So here we go. Blue team's going to go for it here. 3 receivers to Green's right. He looks that way, throws one, incomplete, intended for Reese Smith. Really appreciate you being along with us here. Nick Farrell alongside the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley, as the Gold Blue Spring Game continues. Angelica Trinone is the 3rd member of our team on the sidelines today. Wolf, you know, I was thinking during our last break, Coach Brown was handing out so many awards. I think I should give you one. What do you think? Most productive or most reliable analyst? What do you think about that, Wolf?
Sure, if that floats your boat, man.
You've earned it,
if you think so.
I just wanted to get in on the fun. Everybody's taking home some hardware. Wanted to make sure you got something too.
Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully it comes with a steak or a hamburger, okay? Because that's the only thing I'm looking forward to after this game.
Not a trophy, just a little something to eat.
Oh, that's all I need, my friend.
I got you.
But I do appreciate the sentiment.
I got you, Wolf. Taking a quick pause here as live scrimmaging continues with the gold team ahead of the blue team 20-19. The head man himself, Neil Brown, recently signed a 2-year extension that'll lock him in Morgantown through the 2026 season. Mountaineers went 5-7 in his first year at the helm. Then in year 2, improvement across the board, 6-4 overall, including a victory over Army in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. So Garrett Green still quarterbacking the blue squad as Coach Brown shares some instructions with the offensive line.
Now, when you look at it, you see Garrett Green and Jared Deggy. They both have had the same number of reps, whether it be 1s and 1s or 1s versus 2s. They've had the same number this spring.
Green wants to go deep here down the field. Sam Brown with a combat catch, but he couldn't haul it in as it was broken up by Darrell Porter Jr. He was the guy who had the interception earlier. Could be a big-time player for these Mountaineers this fall.
Well, absolutely. Let's take a look at the replay. Play action pass. Looks left, goes right. You know, you got to put the ball out there a little bit more. That's tough on the receiver. Should have probably still made the catch, but that's tough when you have to slow up out of your full stride. You want to hit them on the full stride. But I definitely liked how the youngin looked them off left and went right.
By the way, quick note on Porter, former 3-star recruit from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His father, Darrell Porter Sr., played 8 years in the NFL.
Sure did.
As Sparrow gets the carry there for about 7 yards.
Again, let's take a look at the replay. Sparrow, good footwork, makes the move. Oh, that's a jump cut right there. That's nice. You can't teach that. That's instinctive.
Bradley, the safety there again for the stop. Made a couple of plays recently. Redshirt junior from West Orange, New Jersey. We believe we're going to have one more series after this one more series of live scrimmaging. Green, bottom of your screen, looking for Reese Smith, but overthrew him.
There you go. Look at the pump and the throw. Youngster, he's gonna learn, and this is what you see with a redshirt freshman. He could have let it go earlier. Could have been an INT. So again, he's learning. It's a process. You don't learn through anything but experience, Nick. I don't care.
That's what Coach Brown did say, Wolf, is that it's all about making those mature decisions at quarterback. That's something Deggy is doing better. Green maybe needs to learn.
It's going the right direction. Reese Smith, all he does
is catch balls, Wolf, doesn't he? Right. Well, when they hit him on target, right? He's not going to drop that one. A good throw by Green, composed there.
Look at left. So again, you see him looking over. That's gaining some there. That's some moxie right now going on.
It was Avery Wilcox who made the stop there for the gold team as the blue team marches into enemy territory. Green evading, extending the play. That throw is caught for a short gain by Sparrow and a shoestring catch, too.
He could have taken off, so he's making decisions right now. He runs under, extends the play again. Look at this. Nice catch by Varias.
Really good hands.
Yeah, very good. Again, we really like to feed to that tailback on the swing passes.
Letty Brown was one of the top receivers on the Mountaineer roster in 2020. A lot of plays looking like that. Those short catches. Brown's so good with his hands out of the backfield.
Yeah, and look at that. Darryl Porter coming with the nice break on the ball. I tell you, this youngster, he has some real good potential. I like the way they're bringing him. Let's talk about Shadon Brown, who's come in here recently within the last 2 months. The corners, they have, Coach has their full respect already in the short period that he's been here. He's a teacher.
As Sparrow goes for another carry, Wolf, a quick thought on those defensive backs. You imagine that Nick Troy Fortune, who has been a starter since his freshman season, is going to continue to be a starter this year. But that's going to leave another spot open for a couple of guys to battle. You have to imagine that Darryl Porter is among those guys. Maybe Jackie Matthews, the junior college transfer who has really shown improvement according to head coach Neil Brown. Those guys are probably fighting for that second spot.
And defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie said that Jackie Matthews is one of the most improved on the defense this spring.
Green's going to tuck it and keep it. Has daylight inside the 20. That's what you talk about, that dual threat mentality there from Garrett Green, using the vision to find that spot.
From behind, look at this. This is mature. It's not there. He pulls the ball. That is what Garrett Green gives you. Again, as he's going to keep maturing and keep understanding what decision he should make. And that is pretty nice right there. When you go back to what Neil Brown as the head coach did, Nick, against Troy, he would, every second quarter, at the beginning, the first series of the second quarter, he would put in his number 2 quarterback. And that paid huge dividends when Neil's last year at Troy, because their quarterback went down mid-season. They still went to the bowl game, and they still won.
Do you think he'll do it this year, Wolf?
I think that Garrett Green is progressing in this offense, and that, yes, I do believe he'll have the opportunity. But again, why not? Why not throw a changeup? Again, you got Jared Daggy, who's a redshirt senior, and then you have Garrett Green, who's a redshirt freshman. So you're looking at the two together. If you went right to Garrett Green, which may happen, but then again, you want a guy that's already been maturing and making those decisions. So again, you're going to have to live with that. But if you can bring him in and give him some spot action, that's a way to build a quarterback.
Green looking for the end zone here, but he overthrows his intended man, Caden Prather, out of bounds. That'll bring up a 3rd and short here for the blue team.
You know, Nick, when you think about it, when I was a redshirt freshman playing, I was an offensive lineman. If you're running away from me, I screwed up, you could still have a successful play. At quarterback, it's not so easy, because when they have a big mistake, it's a big mistake.
Of course, we're going to go the other way now, right?
Green completed 75% of his passes last season for the Mountaineers. Saw action in 2 games, only threw 4 times.
Told you.
Look at the hustle there into the end zone by Avarius Sparrow for a 9-yard touchdown scamper.
Red zone, 9 yards. You got to like that offensively. If you're looking at the replay, look at that.
Big hole.
Yeah, big hole again. The offense line is really making some moves. 2 years ago, you heard Jared Parker talk about they were really good on the outside runs, not so good on the inside. Last year, they were really good on the inside runs, not so good on the outside. And this spring, their whole emphasis in the run game has been putting that together with this offensive line and creating depth.
Casey Legg with the point after, and it is good. So the blue team now has a 26-20 lead over the gold team here at the 2021 Gold Blue Spring Game. We believe we'll still have 1 more series of live scrimmaging before we start to wrap things up here in today's contest. Wolf, just want to get your thoughts very generally. Like what you're seeing from the guys so far today?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this is a normal spring game to me. I've seen some good. I've seen some, not so good.
You're always going to see that, right?
Absolutely, but in spring ball, this is, again, the culmination for spring. Didn't have it last year, didn't have the growth from it, went right to the season. So this is an excellent opportunity. And again, I like what's, hey, you know what? 2 seasons ago, in 2018, Dana Holgerson had 8 scholarship players on the team that played, that are on the team right now. Do you get that?
Oh, so we are changing pace here, by the way. A quick note, no live scrimmage here. We're going to go back to a special teams comp.
Well, that's the newly extended head coach saying,
right.
hey, this is my show. That's all right. You can have a show. Darn glad to have you.
Sumter.
So it'll be a field goal challenge. Danny King, a guy who has impressed. You've seen him make a couple of kicks today against Tyler Sumter, the Grizzly veteran, 6 seasons, the super duper senior, as he refers to himself, right, Wolf? They're going to go head-to-head here. It's basically like a game of horse, if you're familiar. I know you're a big basketball guy, Wolf, so you go until you miss, right? You make, you move back, and you go until somebody misses. They're going to start on the left hash with the ball at about it'll be held at about the 25-yard line. So this is looking at about a 35-yard field goal from the left hash. Sumter's first one is good, so that means that Danny King has to answer to extend the competition. They'll move it back about 9 yards.
How about this pressure right here? You're
That's
on
what this is
national
about,
TV. This
right?
is about. It's a showcase. Who's going to step up? Who's going to perform?
King's boot is good.
That was a nice leg right there. Nice.
By the way, it's Colton McGee with the hold there on the King kick, so they'll move it center of the field, looking now at a 44-yarder. So stakes get even higher here. Malashevich with the hold, the Tommy Nikolic Award winner. Sumter splits the uprights and made that one with plenty of distance. Pressure's on, trying to emulate that final situation. Minute to go, got a kick to win. That's what we're looking at here. Another opportunity for Danny King. Has to make, has to answer. That one had plenty of leg from King.
Absolutely.
Right there.
You know what they should do, Nick? They should line me up on the other side and let me rush. I mean, you want to talk about putting pressure on them on national TV. Let me go. Oh, no, look at that.
Wolf, is that pressure, or do you think that they would just kind of laugh and then kick it anyway?
Well, I think there would be a chuckle.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Definitely. Sumter got another one. That one's good from the right hash. Similar distance. And they moved it back just a touch farther, in fact, to about 49 yards.
And the pressure keeps building.
That's right. Distance extending. We've just got word here, by the way, game producer Chuck Scatterday telling me that there may still be more live scrimmaging after this field goal challenge. Can King keep the challenge alive? He does. Boy, they're going to be kicking from the flying WV here in a moment, Wolf.
Well, yeah, that's good for WVU's future, right? And again, let's not forget, Evan Staley's on the sidelines right now, but he'll be in the mix come fall in this competition.
So this really is going to be one of the competitions to watch in terms of, all of these guys have experience with the exception of King, who's a redshirt freshman. Staley has kicked well, Legg has kicked well, Sumter kicked well at the end of the season for the Mountaineers. That one just short from the left hash. So Danny King, the money ball, Cumberland, Maryland's own. Can he put this one through the uprights and win the challenge for the gold team? If you're keeping an eye on the score at home, 32-32. So this kick isn't just about bragging rights. It's about putting your team in front.
Pressure is on.
Listen to the blue team saying, miss it, miss it. King with the boot. No good. Missed it just a hair left.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping score, Nick, because I don't know what they could do with that.
Well, if I told you, you were supposed to be keeping score, man.
Yes. And I forgot after the first play.
Sumter and King shake at midfield, so they both kicked really well, made 3 in a row. Fourth one, both of them missed. So we will see more live scrimmaging here with a first down coming up. Tie score 32-32 with the 2021 Gold Blue Spring Game. They're going to spot the ball here at about the 35-yard line. We'll see who they send out. Will we see more Garrett Green? Will we get Daggy again? Will we see one of the other quarterbacks? It looks like in the huddle we've got Goose Crowder and Matt Cavallaro. Goose Crowder.
Well, you're going throwback on Goose there. That's a nickname out of high school.
Goose, well, Will Crowder is his first name. Goose, of course, from the movie Top Gun. That's where he got the nickname, so he says. It is Crowder, a true freshman, who's going to quarterback the blue team here. This is a guy that Neil Brown has had on his radar since his Troy days. He follows through with the commitment here to come to WVU. So first look at Crowder on the day. Swing pass to Marquand Rucker. Goose is 1 for 1.
I'm telling you, I like this youngster, Marquand Rucker, again out of Sisterville, West Virginia. he has done some impressive things this spring. He's a big 6 foot, 200-pounder, redshirt freshman.
Crowder, the quarterback with Rucker to his right. Alabama native, 6'3", 190. Screen pass. Good coverage by the gold team to bottle him up for a short loss, or maybe right back to the line of scrimmage. It was Preston Fox who made the reception, by the way.
You know, talking to defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie, he talked about what was the best thing that the defense did this spring, and he said was run to the ball. The third year in the system, run to the ball. That's what he liked the most. We asked, what gets you upset? What really sets you off? He says, when you don't run to the ball. So they actually took it to heart, the defense, and did a great job so far.
Really the most fundamental of fundamentals as we see it again. Jared Bartlett getting pressure on Crowder with nowhere to go. But Wolf, truly, when you talk about fundamentals in spring ball, that's it for the defense.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you are seek the pill, right? Seek the rock, you know, seek the football. And that's, you got to be very excited when you have 11 guys believing in the same system. And to be quite honest with you, you could go too deep and say there's 22 defenders out there that really believe and are really understanding where defensive coordinator Jordan Leslie and defensive staff are coming from. Again, you know, they're all about being teachers. They really are teaching. You know, I've seen some great players, man, just so good, but they have a hard time translating what they know to teaching it to others, and they're not automatically great coaches. But when you see a great player who can also be a great coach, that's a really special talent. And I see this on this defensive staff, offensive staff as well. We can go both ways, but this staff is excellent. And let's be quite honest, the way that the investment that Shane Lyons, that we were just talking about, is making into this program is truly going to be something special. This program is rising. This program is on the rise.
Fourth down situation here. Crowder, pass picked off. The gold team with a big-time takeaway. Avery Wilcox with the INT on the tip pass.
You want to talk about legacy, Nick? Ray Wilcox, his father played back here. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Pops is proud right now.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can get another look at what Crowder was seeing. It was a deflected pass, and Wilcox just made the most of it.
Well, there you go, play action pass. Look at him now. He stared him straight down. We were talking about Garrett Green going ahead and looking the defense off. Well, that's what Will Crowder is going to learn. Hey, you know, Will Crowder should be at his prom right now.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Enrollee,
he's coming in there. He's got a lot of talent. He's a youngin', man. We love him. We're going to put our arms around him and give him big bear hugs and say, hey, that's okay. You're in Power 5 football, man.
Big moment for Wilcox, the safety with the interception. We're kind of waiting to see if we can get word here on if there will be more scrimmaging. We think that the Gold Blue spring game will be wrapping up here shortly. Gold team leads the blue team 38-32. We've seen quite a lot of different drills today. Special teams competitions, the Mountaineer drill. We saw some one-on-one action and plenty of scrimmaging. We've had an opportunity to evaluate Jared Deggy, Garrett Green. We've seen the running backs. That's a big competition in the spring and will remain a storyline into the regular season, and also with the wide receivers, a lot of competition there. And we've seen some youngsters make some big plays like Wilcox.
Well, you really want to see what your youngsters can do. Remember, again, when they raised their hand to the team and Coach Brown said, hey, how many of you guys have been in a spring game? About 30% of the team raised their hand. 30%. Right. Okay, because there was no spring ball last year.
Got a lot of new guys.
So we got a lot of experience, but we've had to play a lot of young guys. And so that's what you're seeing here. It's just another opportunity, another 6 weeks to make progress.
Crowder,
look at that.
Right back out there. He throws a pick. Doesn't matter. Sam Brown to the end zone. We're going to have a tie ball game.
How about that, youngster? You know what they say? Forget the last play.
Shake it off, right? So just like the bucket drill that we saw earlier, we didn't get to see Crowder do it, but he dropped it right in the bucket here.
It's a fade. Yeah, beautiful. And I'm telling you what, youngster to another youngster, redshirt freshman, Sam Brown. Oh, well, actually, he's a sophomore. I apologize. But he's also out of Savannah, Georgia. Winston Wright, Savannah, Georgia, and Torrey Simmons of Savannah, Georgia. So we're going ahead. We're starting to recruit that Georgia area, and I like that, Nick.
What if we're in for an ending for the ages now, Wolf, by the way? Now tied at 38-38. I imagine that this is the way the game maker might want this to end, right? Because now we've got one more series, and it's a true opportunity to see what can you do when the game is on the line, right? All of this spring, coaching staff wants to simulate situations, right? Wants to simulate moments like this, red zone success, 2-minute drill, third downs. Well, 38-38, it's the spring game, it's on the line.
Absolutely, and the other thing too, you have to look at what they've really focused on, this coaching staff, has been situational football, meaning is they're going to ask you, this is 3rd and 1, this is 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. Hey, they actually did, Nick, put it on the ball in the red zone, 23-yard line, said there's 16 seconds left in the game. Go ahead and play, offense versus defense. Got to score or you lose. I mean, this is the type of situational breakdown that they have created this spring, and I'm telling you, they're really becoming familiar with situations, especially when it's a young team. It's a big-time improvement.
The handoff goes to Marquand Rucker. He's tackled at the line of scrimmage. Now in at quarterback for the Blue Squad is Matt Cavallaro, a redshirt sophomore from Pennsylvania. He enrolled at WVU in January 2020. He didn't play last season, and he's a transfer in from Lackawanna College. Played 1 season there in 2019. Wolf, small crowd today, but you can hear the Let's Go chant right now, right?
This, if you just listen to it, it doesn't matter how many Mountaineers there are out there. They're always loud. They're always proud. This is what I enjoy. This is what I love. This is why I came to WVU, to enjoy Mountaineer fans as well as a program under head coach Don Nalen, and it has only blossomed from there.
Now, Bob Huggins always says, and I know we're changing sports here, but Bob Huggins always says Mountaineer fans, man, they live and die with the Mountaineers. And you imagine that these folks that are here today, they can't wait to be back in the stands, hopefully this fall for the 2021 season, and have a big crowd, have a big chant, and watch these guys play.
I know that the university is planning, but also hoping, because no one knows what's going to happen.
That's right.
But that is special because you see the fans here now. What about when it's full capacity?
It'll be a great day whenever it is that it does happen. We appreciate you being with us here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+, wherever you are watching online. Nick Farrell and Dale Wolfley here with you as the Gold Blue spring game continues to wind down. It is a tie game, 38-38. Matt Cavallaro at quarterback now for the blue team, trying to put a drive together, as it is one of those situations, Wolf, end of game situation.
Yeah. What did Neil Brown say, though, about what he wanted the result to be? He said, in a perfect world, I'd like it to be a tie ball game because the good guys are going to win.
That's right.
I can guarantee you that. No matter who wins or loses this game, the good guys are definitely going to win. And there are no losers here because this is a team. And that's what spring ball is all about. And when you see this, and when you go ahead and you hear the country roads and coming together, these guys really like each other. I like this young team because they like each other. These coaches. Did you ever see how the coaches twittering? And they're out there tweeting. I guess it's tweeting that you do. You tweet out there.
Is that what it is?
They're all tweeting about each other when they're doing the mic'd up because these coaches really like each other. These players like these coaches. Now, once again, this is the 3rd year, headed into the 3rd year.
Number 65, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
This is the 3rd year that Coach Brown is heading into this. So, again, he's getting all those from past and previous out of his program that don't want to be in his program. If you don't want to be here, we don't want you.
If the score remains tied, by the way, I'm told there will be a tiebreaker challenge. And I promise you, it will be one to remember. The big man challenge, that's what's on deck if the score remains tied. Wolf, did you see, speaking of Twitter, they put a couple of videos out, at WVU Football on Twitter, of the big man challenge taking place. How cool is that?
Well, you know, I love it.
I know
but it just wasn't right because, you know, Noah Drummond, who I'll tell you, everybody on this team loves Noah Drummond out of Bridgeport.
Bridgeport kid, right?
Yeah, out of Bridgeport. And then you had Tavis Lee out of Martinsburg, 2 West Virginia kids. I'll tell you this, Tavis, good thing he's better at defensive line than he is as a DB. And a good thing Noah Drummond's better at offensive line as he is a wide receiver. But watching that, you saw that Noah Drummond came out. and he tried to actually blow right through Tavis Lee. Like, you try to avoid as a receiver.
All right, we're getting the word from Coach Brown here.
In a tie.
There you go.
The game maker. If the game ends in a tie, what do we get?
To one last competition.
I can't wait for this, Wolf. One last competition.
I want him to have
it's
a chance
big
to catch
man
the
against
breath.
big man. Wide receiver against defensive back.
Practice every single day was some type of competition. Some are serious. Some are about having fun.
Oh, this is serious, Wolf. Come on, this is serious stuff, right?
I know those two players think it's serious.
That's right.
With our best competition.
They're on national TV.
Big man, one-on-one.
There it is, the announcement from Coach Brown. The big man one-on-one challenge. You can see how hyped these guys are. It looks like it's going to be Braden Dudley, a true freshman defensive lineman. We're waiting to see who else will be his challenger.
He's Buford, Georgia, another Georgia signee, Mill Creek High School, making them proud.
Representing the gold team.
So Dudley on the gold team.
A freshman that we are fired up about,
I believe we've
Braden Dudley.
So there he just announced Braden Dudley is the guy who will be playing essentially defensive back.
The blue team,
and it looks like it's your guy from Bridgeport, Noah Drummond, who will be the offensive player, the
Let's
wide
see if
receiver.
he tries a move this time, Nick, instead of running through the defender.
So, folks, if you haven't seen this on social media, it's this simple. Garrett Green's going to throw a pass. Noah Drummond's got to catch it. Dudley's got to break it up. The winner will give his team the victory in the spring game. Two big men going at it. Oh, look at the defense from Dudley.
Now,
Drummond had him opened up.
Wait a minute. Where are the refs? They've been here all
Pass
game.
interference?
Pass interference. He was not given the proper opportunity. Look at him. He's strutting off saying, no way, man.
Look, even Alonzo Adai, you can see him right there asking, where is the hold? Where is the hold? He's even looking at the camera. Where is the hold? I don't know, man. Sometimes rules don't apply in the big man challenge. Braden Dudley with an all-time highlight. The big man challenge at the Gold Blue Spring Game. He gives the gold team a 39-38 victory. So, Wolf, we're going to pause for a moment. We don't normally do this, but this broadcast is going to continue on through the playing of Country Roads. John Denver's Take Me Home Country Roads just turned 50 a few weeks ago. Let's take part in one of the greatest traditions in college football. Well, Wolf, we don't normally get to do that on television, but there truly is nothing else like it. And even though it's not a full house at Milan Puskar Stadium, there will be one someday soon. That was terrific.
And it's just beautiful, man.
So we'll get the final word here from the Gold Blue Spring Game with the head coach himself, Neil Brown. He joins Angelica Trinone down on the field right now. Angelica.
All right, Coach, you said you wanted to have some fun here in this. You definitely gave the fans just that. But what impressed you out of the competitions and the scrimmage here in this high-scoring spring game?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who came out, who's watching this broadcast. This is our spring game is so unique because all the proceeds go to WVU Children's, and that's something that's probably during this pandemic's probably been the most disappointing thing is we have such a strong relationship with the Children's Hospital. We share a parking lot, and for our guys not to be involved. So today was an opportunity to give back to them, and we were very grateful for that. And we wanted to have fun. We wanted to play clean football, which we did for the most part. I thought both quarterbacks did some good things. I thought defensively, we struggled to block them, and we do have some talent up front. I think Dante Stills and Akeem Mesidor both had really good days up front. And then I thought Daggy really played well early in the game, which I was glad to see. I was glad to see him pull the ball and run one in, something we've been talking about. And I thought Garrett did some nice things too. And it was good to see Goose Crowder get in there and throw the touchdown to Sam Brown. And Sam Brown and Caden Prather both caught big, long balls. And that's something that we've really been emphasizing this spring.
So the end of the spring season, where does this program go from here?
Well, we've got to continue to get better. You know, that's what we've been talking about. We're on this climb, and this climb is to be a championship program. And we've got a ways to go. We haven't arrived, but we are better. I like the makeup of this team. Our culture is getting where it needs to be. I think our guys love to play, and I think they love each other. When you have those two things, you got a chance. And I really like the staff that we have here too. I think the chemistry is really strong.
Great, Coach. Thanks again, and congrats on the contract extension.
Yeah, thank you. And listen, I appreciate Nick and Wolfman up there for doing the game, and this was fun. Hope everybody at home enjoyed it, and I know our guys enjoyed performing.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Well, if you hear that is about as good of an endorsement from the head coach as, like I said, the analyst award. He knows, man. He knows.
Well, he sure does because he's the boss. So he does. But I will say this, is this team, throughout this entire spring, has really improved in all phases. And I'm impressed, and I'm looking forward to this fall future. A lot of young talent out there. It's gonna get riper and riper. They're going to perform. It's going to be a good season.
Absolutely. Been a fun day here at Milan Puskar Stadium. Mountaineers begin a new season September 4th at Maryland. We look forward to the start of that new campaign. Our final score, Gold Team beats the Blue Team 39-38. For Dale Wolfley, Angelica Trinone, and our entire production crew, including director Eva Buckman and game producer Chuck Scatterday, I'm Nick Farrell saying so long and reminding you that all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.